But what we have been able to do as a result of accountability is be much more strategic in the way that we prepare teachers from early childhood all the way through high school, and now even moving beyond that, to focus on data, which was not a part of what we did historically, and to begin to think about impact. And we're really on the edge of this, where deans of schools of education are beginning to say, beyond grades and certification competencies that might be monitored in various ways depending on where you live in the country, we've got to know, does the teacher that I prepare have the kind of impact that we want them to have once they get into the classroom? We certainly see undergraduates even, but also graduate students interested in education as being much more focused on outcomes. I think that's a kind of cultural sort of norm. I think we're seeing sort of the general trend in that direction. Unfortunately, we haven't turned the corner on understanding what is the best data that I can get. And it isn't always more. Sometimes it's less but more precise data we're looking for to help us answer the right kinds of questions. So I think we've evolved a lot in that direction, but there's certainly more work to do.
If we don't assess how the schools are doing, in which we didn't do a very good job for a very long time, there is a gap, especially when we think about our urban scholars, and a gap in the quality of education that they receive. From a school leader's perspective, it's important for me to know and to understand how I'm doing, like versus not just other schools, but against these standards. Are my scholars, are they learning? Are they growing? Are they becoming college ready? And without a common set of standards and without a common test, then not only do I not know how my scholars are doing and if they're progressing and on their road to college, but I think as a country, then we can't determine, okay, well, this is a good school, this isn't a good school. And if we can't determine that, then there's all these other kids that aren't getting the kind of education, the quality of education that they need. And that's a fundamental problem.